Hi friends, welcome to Aisha's DIY. Today we will design a necklace using Bargain Bead Box, yet again another necklace, and it's gonna be in satin cord this time. I know I'm using cord a lot because you guys all know that I really like knotted necklaces a lot, and these calls for that because you can see the hole in this bead. It's huge, it's humongous. If you have a beaded wire, let me see. This is much thicker than a beading wire, but I'll show you guys. So see this, it will go like this. It will rotate, it will be like wavy kind of. So I thought the this makes perfect match for the cord, and this is a 1 millimeter satin cord, or I think they also call satin rat tail or something. So this is a satin cord, okay, and this comes in 2 millimeter, 1.5 millimeter, different sizes. I haven't had one in 0.5 millimeter, so I have one, and then I had two, and I think there is 1.52. So I have these in different colors. So this color kind of really matched with the beads that we got in the box this month. So I thought I will make a necklace with it, and I also have these head pins. I'll show you guys. This is what I made with the flowers that we got, the lucite flowers that we got in the box. So I started stringing it, and I am also using the spacer beads that I have in my stash. These are, I think, 3 millimeter, I'm not so sure. So these I had in my stash. So this is the 3 millimeter spacer beads that I'm using, but hold on to that thought. You can use this spacer bead that we got in the box. So it has a big enough hole and it will perfectly go through our cord, no problems whatsoever. You can also substitute this 1 millimeter cord with 0.8 millimeter Chinese knotting cord. I don't want to use it. Why? Because I want the bead to sit nice and comfortably in the cord, and this one seems to fit perfectly, and it is hard to find something that fits the 1 millimeter hole. So if it is available, why not, right? And also the color also matches. So I started stringing it. I didn't do anything else, but as you guys can see, the increments of 2, I have the spacer bead, and I wanted to knot in between here. Okay, so that's how I have started this pattern, and in between that 2 beads, 8 millimeter beads, I have added this dangle. And this dangle, how I made, let me show you guys. So we have actually a strand of 6 millimeter, I think this is 6 millimeter, I guess, bicones in the pink color. That is perfect with this thing. And I also have this, I think this is a 3/4 of an inch head pin. Let me just find out. Oopsie daisy. Okay, almost, yeah, like a little shy of, you can call this 1 inch head pins. Okay, so it's ball head pin, 1 inch head pin, that's what I'm using. You can use any head pin you have available in your stash. Add the bicones. Can you see how perfectly this flower looks if you have this? Instead, if you think that you just have this wire just like that, it also looks pretty, but you have to look into the flower to see that silver element, otherwise it just looks plain. So this way you can see the silver element, you can see the bicone protruding, and then the flowers. Take your round nose pliers, okay, and then go for the tip. Don't go for the inside, go for the tip, since it's not big. If you have big, then that's perfect. So just start trying to make a loop. Don't straighten it out. Once you have that loop, just go ahead and rotate like a coil, and squish that. So we have 2 rounds to combine together. I'm not straightening the loop, as you guys can see here. I'm not straightening the loop at all. Excuse my fingers, I get this really allergic things from different stuff around the kitchen, so I can't avoid it pretty much. So and then I directly threaded into the cord. So that's what I am doing. And I'm also noticing, see this? Oh, I did something wrong. Let me just remove this and add the bead. So I melted the ends, and that's how I'm adding the bead. And now I'm ready to add this. See this, the loop that we have created, the small loop. You just thread that loop into this cord and pull it down. Okay, there's one thing I need to just make sure that it's okay. See this, you can just thread this and then you can do a necklace like this. It'll look pretty as well, but you can also do different things, right? So I wanted to include this pendant. First I thought I will include the spring beads, but now looking at it, I really like this one a lot. So if you are not using the clasp, then but the clasp is very important. It is a very nice design and I want to include in my design. So we have, I think, 6, 7, 8, 9 flower beads. So I'm saving 2 for the earrings. So I can just, if I'm using a pendant, I can use 3 on either side. You just can string like this and do a sliding knot and finish this necklace off. That's totally fine. The only thing is, if you do that, I want this to move, and if you tighten it, it will not move freely. And as you guys can see, it creates that V effect to that. Can you see that? So the thread goes down and up. So this is how it will be, and it will constantly rotate between these. See this, how it is stiff it is and how it looks, rather than looking like this. So you need something here, because as you guys can see, the loop, if you have done a wrapped loop, this might not have been a problem, because there will be a little bit of a neck over there. Since I wrapped it all the way, that's what it is. So I'm okay to expose the cord. The cord looks nice. It is not like very bad, but also you can do knots over there and then increase the gap between that. You can do so many different things. I haven't decided on that yet. So what I'm gonna do here is, let me just see whether this one belongs here or not. I think I can add it. So I want this necklace, this pendant to come here. Okay, just like that. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to open up this cord a lot, and I'm going to move the beads. I know it's like a really long cord, but I'm going to move all the beads down here. So I'm going to move all the beads. Since I made a smaller loop, it's a little bit tight. I want that look, so that's why I made that, right? And I'm not going to make this next extremely long, and I am not going to use the bar part of the toggle. I'm just going to use this as a pendant. In case if you're wondering, there are other pendants that you can use. I'm just eyeballing it by pushing all the beads down. Trust me, I am not measuring it or anything. But if you guys can see, let me just measure this, and this is about, say, 9 inches. So if you include the pendant as well, which is not going to be, it's like give or take half, and 1 inch for the clasp. So think it is 10 inches, so 20 inches total. That is more than sufficient for my necklace. So I don't even have to make a knot. If you want to, you can make a knot, but if you don't want to, you don't have to make a knot. So at this point, after this beads, let me see how much I have cord available. 16 inches, and I double that. That's a 32, and then more as well. So I think at 32 mark, that's more than enough for me. I would take this cord, okay, put it underneath. First I thought I will do a lark's head knot, but trust me on this, I am so I'm gonna take this and keep it a loop. So see this, I'm doing a half hitch knot kind of, and then over, under and pull through, then under, over and pull through. Lark's head knot only, instead of see this, there you go, a lark's head knot. You can just do this, but what I thought is that will be cool if we do couple more lark heads knot. Okay, make a loop, okay, go under and through that loop that you created, okay, then under this part, and then see this, through the loop and through the loop that you created with the cord. So that's 2 lark's head knot. One more, okay, this is the base one, this is the cord, knotting cord. Go over, under and pull through that loop, okay, under, over and pull through that loop. Okay, see that will push our necklace very nicely like this, and it also decorates the empty part of the circle. I like it this way, so I don't have to push it that way, but still. So I will start the same pattern from the other side. First there should be a 8mm bead, such a simple design, yet it'll look very, very pretty, trust me. So I just want to push all the beads down here. Maybe I did overdid this. I have 32 inches, by the way. I just did some knots, so that will have taken some of the beads off. Oopsie daisy, I'm bumping all the parts of the camera. Okay, sorry about that. And as you guys can see, this is how it's gonna look. I think it looks very pretty. I really like it. So now what I'm gonna do here is, and again, a dangle that we created, okay, and then maybe not this side, the other side. So I'm doing it one side, then it looks good. And then I thread in my spacer. As I said, you can substitute the other one. The other one looks extremely pretty, trust me. I really like that. Oops, not the spacer bead. What am I doing? One more of this 8mm bead. So you can use a spacer that we got in the box. That looks much more pretty, but I really want to save that for a bracelet. So that, okay, and then a bead, then a dangle, so 3 on this side, 3 on the other side, and then a bead. I will string these through and then come back and show you guys what I want to add to the pendant we have here. Just using it, goes comfortably through without any problems, so that's a good thing. So there is a loop here in our toggle. I want to embellish this loop. I will finish threading all of these beads. We will finish the clasp off and then come to this decorative part. So I threaded in the rest of the beads, and I have a long thread, long cord, which is available here. Okay, you can just don't have to knot between the beads. It looks really pretty, but you can knot as well. So that's why I left 32 inches this side. So I'm going to knot from here. So I'm going to again move my beads. So I just made a, a regular knot at the end so that my beads don't fall off. Okay. Just see, yeah, don't fall off, and then push everything to the side. Not a lot, just a little bit. And then start your knotting. Wrap it around your fingers. Okay, take the cord and put it through with the beads through it, and you have your knot. Make sure you move your flower bead, and then just position your knot right next to the bead. I'll show you guys several times so you don't have to worry. Then move the flower bead down. Okay, so that will create a buffer for the flower bead. So then again, wrap it around your two fingers, take the cord along with the beads and put it through it. Okay, and just hold this knot tight, just like that, with your index finger, and then pull. I don't want it to be extremely tight because I don't want this to be very stiff. I still want movement in there. So now the next bead goes down, and see how it looks. If you like the look of it, which I do, so I'm just going to again bring in two other beads. Now I'm ready to knot here once again. Okay, wrap it around your two fingers, take everything inside. I know with the beads it feels a little bit difficult. You can also knot and then add the beads. That's also totally okay. It's up to you. Okay, and again I'm gonna knot. So I'm going to put some knots in this side of the necklace and then come back and show you guys what I got here. So I have gone through the hand knotting technique with the tweezers and the tweezer nose pliers and everything in the previous video that we did a knotted necklace again with Chinese knotting cord. But with this also I'll tell you guys the tweezer nose pliers technique, or tweezers techniques, whatever you call, you can. So take your tweezer nose pliers or your tweezers and put it through the knot that you made. Okay, and then hold the place where you want the knot to be, and then just gently pull the cord tight Still your knot will be loose. Hold it and then push the knot towards the bead with your pliers. You will have the knot exactly where you want it to be. So now I have finished the other side of the necklace as well. As you guys can see, I just added some knots here and there. After this, I added between the two beads some knots here and there. So it is not a compulsion that you have to add knots, and I'll show you guys exactly what I mean by it in a bit. But now that I'm ready to do it with my knotty tool, I'm just going to do the sliding knot. You can crisscross the cords and do the sliding knot, or if you don't want that, you can actually do it parallel as well. There are two ways. Since I did the crisscross for the other necklace using the same bargain bead box, I want to do this vertically. Just a preference. And you need a piece of cord. This is a 8-inch piece. This can be as less as an 8-inch, but I have this much left. Remember the 32 inches that I had on one side, I didn't need that. So let me just measure this for you guys. This was about, say, 14 inches left in that 32 inch. Subtract 14 inch, 16, 17, 18 inches is what I needed for one side for these knots. Okay, so anyways, I'm gonna do my macrame square knot. So this is the base cord. I'm keeping the knotting cord below the base cord. This is my left, this is my right. So I keep this as in the Q format. Take the right, keep it on top, put it underneath, and then pull it. As you guys can see, one side is long for me, one side is short for me. I did that intentionally so that I don't waste. I will be able to use the leftover cord for some other purpose. So the P is like, you take the right cord, keep it in the P format, take the left, go on top of the right, underneath, and through the loop that you created, and pull. One P and one Q consist of one knot. So these knots, you can if you're not aware of these knots, go ahead and watch the tutorial in the description box below for the basic macrame knots. I always link that video down below for you guys, because I do use macrame knots a lot in my project, so that's a reason why. Couple of knots is more than enough, 3 to 4. If you want, you can do as many as you want. It's totally up to you, but that should suffice. One more knot and I'm done. Now I take this off. So what I'm gonna do here is snip off the excess cord, just leaving a little bit left. Take your lighter, melt this and push it against the side. Do the same this side as well. You can also do it with your lighter itself, because it will be a little bit hot, so be mindful about that. I'm gonna melt these as well so that I can add the bead at the end. See that? I'm gonna make the knot the same place as the other one, so just to make sure both are nice and even. Okay, that's good. Then you take this and Get it off. Melt and press. When you're working with this, just make sure you are in a well ventilated environment so that the fumes from here does not bother you. See, this is the necklace. So far I still have some adjustments left. Okay, so here you go. So I have knots on either side of the flower beads, and then I have knots. See, there is spacer bead in between this, and after that there is a knot, then after that a spacer bead and knot, spacer bead. So I did that on both sides, as you guys can see, until I reach the end. See, there is a knot here. Okay, so this is how my necklace is, and you can add knots, you don't have to add knots, it's totally up to you. And this is our sliding knot. It will slide like this and like that. It becomes big and then you can wear it. Okay, so okay, now we can add some dangles to this. There is a loop here. I have already made one dangle with my flower. You can just add that, or you can add some chain to it and add some dangles to it. It's totally up to you. I'm gonna add some dangles. Okay, I added a bead cap. Take this, you can make a round loop like this, or you can make a wrap loop, whichever works for you, it's fine. So since I just made that into a coiled loop, I'm gonna make the same like how we did with the flower beads. Okay, just like so. So then you can combine these dangles if you want to. I don't know what I'm going to do, a little bit. So hi friends, I have a chain in my stash, just a little bit of chain, we don't need a lot. So I want to attach this chain to this and then attach my dangle to this. So the thing is, I don't have much of the purple beads left, so, and I also have 3 of the 3 of these flowers left. I thought I will add one dangle here and then save these 2 for the earrings, but let me see. And we can also add some bicones to the mix. I think that's good enough, I guess, right? I just want to bunch it up. I don't want it to be a length, be a long length of tassel. So that should be perfect, I guess. So I'm just gonna remove. See, these links are like jump rings, so we can remove it with the pliers and then just add it here to the loop of our clasp here. Or I obviously call this pendant, right? I'm not using this toggle clasp as clasp anymore. But see, the way that I use my pliers is always I like to use my tweezer nose pliers on my dominant hand and my bent nose pliers on the other side. That makes kind of sense for me. Whenever I try to use the other one, it doesn't work. Let me know in the comments below if you guys feel that way too. Because I just feel this is a little bit odd. So I just don't want a lot of dangles. So I'm just keeping only 3 of the chunks, or even, yeah, 2 is enough, I guess, because we are going to punch it up anyways. So 2 links is enough. Instead of using a jump ring, I'm using this chain. Okay, but you can always use a jump ring, that's not a problem. So here it is. So now we have a space, dedicated space, to add all our dangles. So this, and this, maybe this too, because I have already used one, so I won't be able to use the other for the earring. Okay, I will make one dangle of this. I already made this dangle, and I have to make this bicone ones as well. So the bicone ones should be straightforward. Add it to your. So we can try to make a wrap loop. Okay, so just bend and take your pliers and tuck the short tail in. Because this head pin is just 1 inches, I am not getting enough wraps, but that's good enough. So again, one more. This time I'm probably making a wrap loop as well. Tuck the tail in, press it against the coil. There it is. So now what I will do here is so there's no point in adding 2 of these. I just kept the 1 link. So as I said, you can add your jump ring instead of this as well. That'll give you a wide enough space. But let me try this. Just add 1 here. God, this one would be perfect. Okay. And then the ones that I made wrap loops with, they have thinner wire to hold. So I'm adding those 2 and closing this ring up. Okay, now we have this. Now what I do is attach another ring with the other 2 dangles. Okay, attach it to this. Separate these 2 dangles, and in the middle I will try to attach this. There we go, we are done. So see this is how it looks. I really like the look of it. It is not bunching up or something, and it is perfect. Perfect dangle for my pendant. So here it is, the necklace. I will show you guys the full look. I'll just zoom out a bit more. Move all the things to the side. Place the necklace in the middle, because I often have a comment that I rush through the finished product and the project, and the project is not visible enough. So this is how my project looks like, and I really like the way this turned out to be. Right, so what I did was I used 1 millimeter Chinese satin cord. So then I strung all the beads first, and first I followed a pattern of the jade and the spacer, jade and a knot, jade spacer, jade and a knot, like that. And towards the middle of the necklace I added 2 knots in between. I made coils with these flowers in bicones with head pins, and then I added that, and I did 3 on the one side. Then I added this clasp, one end of the toggle clasp that we received, made 3 lockset knots with the same cord, and then I continued the pattern, 3 more flower beads and then the plain ones. Then what I did was I finished it off at the end with some with the 8 millimeter bead, and then I put a sliding knot here so that it's openable and wearable. So that's that. And then in the bottom of the dangle I added 2 chain links. In one chain link I added 2 beads, which is a bicone and the 8 millimeter. I wire wrapped loop. Then I added another link. I added 2 more. One was the flower one, and the other one was the 8 millimeter with the bead cap. I think the bead cap looks really cute, and I like the variety of it. So this is the necklace. I hope you guys like this tutorial. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos couple of times a week. Thanks so much for watching. If you would like to support my channel, there is a heart sign in the bottom description box below. You can click that and donate as much as you want, starting from $2. Thank you so much. You can also check out my Etsy shop, which I will leave down the description box below, the link for that, and you can check out that as well. You can support my channel that way. I really appreciate you stopping by. Have a good day. Bye bye.